Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the balls.
Spooky Lou, another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you, man. I am a bit hungover from Halloween. You know it's brought to you by the VSW Podcast, our new sponsor. It's also brought to you by Kill City Cup. If you ain't watched it yet, I don't know what you're doing. In the house tonight, our first Hall of Famer. I'm so excited. Anthony Byrge Jr. from PWL Country. How we feeling, my man?
Oh, I am feeling good, my man. How are you feeling? Did the Where Zebra get a hold of you?
Yes, I think it did. I went to bed at a decent time and overslept, and I missed you, Bubby. I'm sorry.
I know something got a hold of you. I don't know if it was the Where Zebra, Mrs. Spooky Lou, or whatever, but something did.
Mrs. Spooky Lou. I'll take the Were Zebra all day over Mrs. Spooky Lou. She's out of control, I promise you that.
Oh boy.
I'm excited to have you, man. Like I say, you were just announced for the PWL Hall of Fame. You must be a pretty important, pretty good dude to be going in there with the likes of Chase Stevens. Right out the gate, how we feeling about that, my man?
Man, we are feeling crazy about that because I'm going to be honest with you. I was born with cerebral palsy, can't walk at all, can't take any assisted steps on my own, have never been able to. Mm-hmm. So for me to be mentioned with people like Chase Stevens and Reggie Cassidy in the Hall of Fame was just crazy, man. I mean, I grew up watching Chase in TNA, and his name is exactly what he says he is. He's a natural in this business.
That's exactly the truth. And speaking of PWL, we got a big show today, man. It's today. We're recording this day before. It comes out the day after. You know how it works if anybody does. As folks are watching this, they're getting ready to head out to the Crossroads Mall. It's RSW against PWL. Are me and you going to be friends at the end of this?
Oh, we are. It's going to be the West Virginia Classic, man. Let me tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be the wrestlers of PWL versus the crazy folks of RSW. And I say crazy folks of RSW with all due respect. If it's going to be wrestling matches, I got to give it to PWL. But if it's going to be fights with weapons and stuff like that, I got to give it to RSW, plain and simple. We're just going to have to see what we get.
Well, the card's been shuffled a bit. We've had some injuries. We've had some occurrences. Well, we'll touch on that in a little bit. Keep folks tuned in. Keep them a little suspense. But I'll go ahead and throw one at you while we're thinking of it. Main event tomorrow night has been confirmed as Nurse Micah against Jason the Gift Kincaid. Who we picking? How we feeling?
Oh, I don't know, man. You put me on the spot with that one. Nurse Micah is great. She's getting more technical every day. She's just a great wrestler. Knows her way around holds, but she is the student, and Jason Kincaid is her teacher. So he's taught her everything she knows. I don't know if she knows everything he knows.
There you go. That's how you know Anthony's a true wrestling fan. I finished the sentence before he said it, but I knew what he was going to say there. Hell yeah. So you excited for this one? Every time I come up to the Crossroads Mall, I see you right there in the crowd. You're usually one of the first ones in the door. What's the game plan for Anthony tomorrow night? Tonight.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, man, to add a little more to the main event. Jason Kincaid, I'm gonna say this right now. Mm-hmm. He's the best outside wrestler on the independent circuit. Has been for years.
Yep.
And I'm just expecting a good show, a big battle. Like I said, If it's straight up wrestling, it's going to be PWL all day. If it turns into fights and hardcore, it's going to be RSW.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And we'll dip more into this card as the show goes by. We've got fan questions. We've got a lot to cover, Anthony. I'm sorry about your luck, but there's been a lot going on in WrestleRoni land. Let's go ahead and take it back to Saturday night. Did you tune into the Halloween special, and what did you think?
Oh, I did, man. And it was a fun ride. I felt like I was in a dream, or I don't know, a nightmare. But either way, it was something fun.
Well, I'm glad it was fun in the long run. You know, we don't, we're a little different around here in case you haven't noticed.
I have, but I like different. I'm different myself. I mean, if I was politically correct and supposed to go the way society told me, I wouldn't be anything where I'm at now. So that's the way I look at RSW, too.
Hell yeah. Yep, I appreciate that. And in this day and age, man, you just be you. That's all I want. And I think, again, it speaks for itself. You're going in the damn PWL Hall of Fame, so you're doing something right.
I must have done something, or I don't know, maybe I slipped some money under the table. Who knows? But
maybe that's the thing. Maybe after you buy 10 tickets, you automatically go in the PWL Hall of Fame.
Maybe I got some photos on somebody, but we'll discuss that later.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, I would expect to pay money for the gossip on Jeff Paul, so I understand that completely.
Oh, good God, we only got an hour. That would take all day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he comes on here and runs his mouth for an hour about people. Maybe it's time somebody fired up on him. And you know what? To the fans, Jeff Paul currently holds the podcast record for over 1,000 views for his interview. Let's show him what's up. Let's bump Anthony's up to at least 1,500 so we got some breathing room, right?
That is going to be smashed today, folks. They're going to be saying, Jeff Paul, who?
That's right. They say that regardless, you know. I love Jeff.
No, but
I hate talking shit on him.
All jokes aside, as much as I hate to blow him up, and I'm not going to hear the end of this, Jeff Paul is the best heel in West Virginia right now.
I can't think of a better one. Man. He just flips that switch and pisses people off, don't he?
I mean, he just works so well. And I mean, all you got to do is look at him. He's just got a punchable face.
Yeah, no doubt. Shithead deluxe.
You just look at him and you want to knock the snot out of him.
Every day. But I know he's stronger and faster and tougher than I, so I go punch a wall instead.
He is, but the way you can control wave a corn dog in front of his nose, that's his weakness. He'll go after it.
Oh, okay. I feel it. It's kind of like Superman. You know, he comes from Krypton. The kryptonite's part of his very DNA. Corn dog, he gets a lot of hot dogs for payments. Part of his DNA. I get it. I feel it. I like it.
No, but all jokes aside, in and out of the ring, Jeff is one of the best people I know. A little inside baseball for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've known Jeff since he was a rookie before he was Jeff Paul.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I've seen this kid come up from nothing and get to where he is now. It's just amazing.
For sure. And I think we got bigger things down the pike. Speaking of important things, a very happy birthday to you. Today's also Tim Cross's birthday. Also Benny Conley's birthday today. We're recording this. So I'd say you're in good company.
All these sexy people got birthdays. How about that one, huh?
Today's sexy day.
November must be the month for sexy people.
Well, it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on your birthday, my man. Did you happen to tune in to Where Zebra last night? Did you check our first short film?
I did tune in to Where Zebra, and I'm telling you right now, there's not very few people that I don't like in this business. Mm-hmm. Very few wrestlers on the national or indie circuit.
Uh-huh.
But I know a couple of wrestlers that I'd like to unleash the Where Zebra on.
Okay, well, who we got to unleash the Where Zebra on then?
Well, I mean, Jeff Paul for one.
Okay, fair enough.
And that coward that used to used to mistreat him in the other organization. I won't give the guy any props. I'll mention the guy's name. We'll just call him Coward like Jeff did.
Yeah. He makes some
And
ugly flyers, I promise you that.
oh, absolutely. Thank God he don't put his face on them or they'd be uglier.
Man, rough stuff. Rough stuff. Another podcast, another running down the idiots. The bad idiots. I love the good idiots in Beckley, but the bad idiots, they're just no good.
But no, on a straight shoot, a promoter and a trainer is supposed to help the wrestlers learn the business and give them constructive criticism, not run them down and actually call them stupid when they're training.
Yep.
And fuss at them for not listening, fuss at them in front of people. If they're doing something wrong, pull them aside. But this guy, I used to work with this guy along with Jeff in the same organization. He would sit there, not even train in the ring. He would sit there smoking cigarettes and just telling guys what to do. And then he would call them idiots. He'd call them stupid if they wasn't doing something right.
Amazing.
Now, you tell me how that works.
Not well. Not well. There must have been some raw talent in there to make it through.
I mean, this business is hard enough to get into. And you're going to sit there and demean somebody? No, man, that's not the way you do it.
Yeah, to make yourself feel better. Well, let's talk about the polar opposite. Talk about a good segue. The polar opposite of that idiot, in my book, from what I've seen, the little bit I've seen, is the head trainer for PWL, Aaron West, tonight taking on Billy Knox, RSW Openweight Internet Champion. It's happened before, and Aaron got the dub. What do you see happening going on in this one? And tell me a little bit about your opinions on Aaron West and Billy Knox as well.
Well, Aaron is a wrestler's wrestler. He knows his way inside and out of that ring. But if it goes to a fight and you're going to start throwing stuff around and things get crazy, not saying Aaron can't get crazy, but I think Billy Knox wrote the book on crazy. So if it goes that way, Aaron's in deep trouble, son.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. He wrote the book on crazy. You don't know the half of it. Did you catch his death match with Paulie Kilpis on the Halloween special?
I did, and I got to throw it to both guys. Paulie Kilpis is amazing. Billy Knox is amazing. And I know Paulie Kilpis, even days later now, he's got to be picking glass out of himself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's ridiculous. And he literally got read his last rites thanks to Billy Knox.
Yeah. And Billy heaved him up on his shoulders. I won't spoil it for those that didn't see, but it's a crazy match, I assure you.
Hey, if you didn't see it, go watch it. And if you did see it, go watch it again. It's worth it.
I love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I tell you another one I'm looking forward to, Anthony. We're bringing our best up to you, man. Air Duzan has been on a roll down here in RSW. He's definitely one to keep an eye on. I love the kid to death. Against one I'm so excited to see wrestle for the first time in person, Lane Cali. Two of the best, man. Who you got and how you feeling about it?
Well, Lane Cali is one of the up-and-coming rookies. I mean, the trainers keep me abreast of things. They're always telling me about young kids that are doing so well. And all I keep hearing is Lane Cali this, Lane Cali that. Aaron Duzan, I don't know too much about him yet. I noticed Lane Cali, though, was calling him a dork. He may want to be careful. He may have to eat his words on that one.
There you go. And Air Duzan may or may not have been Freddy Krueger in the Halloween special. That's speculation at this point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, yeah. Didn't get a whole lot of offense in there.
Yeah. Got to feel bad for Scary Terry. I thought he was expired, to be honest with you. He ran into the void and didn't get much out of it.
No.
The the void just basically almost killed him. I mean, literally.
Yeah. If that was Erduzan, I'm hoping he gets a lot more offense in this match so folks can see what he's capable of. I may feel honestly kind of bad about the lack of offense that maybe Erduzan got in that match. But that's a different story for another day. We'll tell down the road. Talk about big news, Bubby. Big news over the weekend. Black Ice has captured the PWL Tag Team Championships. What can you tell me about these two? How happy are you?
My boys, Black Ice, they are the PWL Tag Team Champions. And again, let me give you some more inside baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I've known Big Black Carl before he got into this business. Just a big dude with an even bigger heart. Loves his family. Just had a brand new baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know James Frost. I've just become close friends with him just recently. I know he's got some kids and stuff too. So those guys have been through it in their personal lives. I'm glad to see wrestling giving something to them and their talents really coming through. Black Ice is my boys, the tag team champions. I even managed Black Ice with another friend of mine by the name of Brian Faust. Brian and I managed Black Ice in one of their first matches. So for me to see that and then where they are now, it's like a proud brother.
I'm sure, no doubt. And we're talking a lot of inside baseball, so you're the guy to ask. You've been around different promotions down there. Let's not take it all the way back to the beginning, but let's go back to the very first PWL show you attended. What can you tell me about that very first show? What you saw, the feelings, whatever you want to put out there.
Well, let me just tell you what PWL does. This just goes to show you what they are as a wrestling organization, and beyond that,
mm-hmm.
the last 2 or 3 years, they've come to my yearly summer Elks Major Project Disability Camp and put on a free show for all the campers.
Right.
No money exchange hands, no anything. They just wanted to put on a free wrestling show for the kids. So that was the first PWL show that I was ever exposed to. And I actually had a run-in with Jeff Paul that night, started running his mouth to me, and thanks to Jason Schaefer, I got the microphone and got to run my mouth back. So
hell yeah.
Jeff and I have been at it for years, and it was just a great show for the kids up there at the Elks Camp. Every wrestling show is WrestleMania to them. Everybody gets over. The faces, the heels, the referees, they love everybody.
No doubt. Well, that seems like a perfect segue. Let's go ahead and take our first fan question. Here we go. I'm just going to give it to you verbatim as I have it. Who is your favorite wrestler and why is it Jeff Paul? And that comes from Jeff Paul.
Yeah, give me a second. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Like I said, Jeff Paul is literally right now the best heel in the business. If you want a good heel across from one of your best baby faces, book that guy. You'll get butts in seats. You'll make money. You won't be disappointed.
There you go.
But as far as we'll go both national and indie. Can we do that?
Of course.
As far as my
it's your
birthday.
You can do whatever you want. You can call me an asshole. I don't care.
Well, I won't call you one unless you provoke me. Anyway,
fair enough.
But no, my favorite national wrestlers are Ric Flair, Terry Funk, God rest his soul.
Hell yeah.
Randy Savage, God rest his soul, and Jake the Snake Roberts.
Still with us.
Now, as far as some of my favorite wrestlers on the indies, good Lord, where do I start? We're talking about We're talking about Jason Kincaid. We're talking about Huff Manley. We're talking about Black Ice. Um, we're talking about Lane Cowley, Aaron West, Benny Conley. I mean, I could go all day, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that, because it goes to what I've been preaching. We've got one hell of a crop of talent in West Virginia right now.
We do. And I mean, people don't understand that. I mean, there is great talent in Tennessee and North Carolina and other places, but do not sleep on West Virginia. You hear me? I'll say that again. Do not sleep on West Virginia indie wrestling.
Thank you. No doubt. Let's go ahead and, what do you say we go ahead and take another one while we're at it here?
Let's do it.
All right. James DeShazo, you might know him by another name, who knows. But what can you say has been your favorite moment was while being in the business, and why? So your favorite moment in the business, and why is it your favorite moment?
Well, I'm going to get a little mushy on you here for just a second.
Let's do it. Mush it up.
My favorite moment in the business, I can't just pick one. My favorite moment in the business is just being accepted by my peers.
Right on.
Being loved by fellow wrestlers and fans, and to have my passion picked up on and accepted by everybody around me. Like I said, man, because of my cerebral palsy and not being able to take a step at all and spending my time in a wheelchair, let's be realistic here. I mean, I'll never bump around in the ring and have a match, never win a world title, but this Hall of Fame that PWL's put me in, that is my world title, brother.
For sure. Good. So, hey, the best is yet to come, I think.
Well, let's hope so, because I'm here for it. I just want to see all these brothers and sisters do well. I want to see everybody stay safe. I want to see PWL prosper. I want to see RSW prosper. I want to see WrestleRoni prosper. Let's just do it all, man.
That's the plan, baby. I love it. Hell yeah. We might as well bust out. We got one more. Why not? I'm looking at it, and I like it. Billy Knox has chimed in. Your thoughts on the deathmatch style of wrestling, and what do you like and what do you don't like?
Well, I tell you what, deathmatch is definitely a different type of wrestling. And I mean, you've got your technical wrestling, you've got your Japanese wrestling, you've got your lucha libre, and you've got deathmatch wrestling. Wrestling is all big gumbo, and if you don't like one thing, you're gonna like something else, or you might like it all. That's me. I like wrestling either way, man. Just as long as I get it. That's how addicted I am to it.
I feel it. I love it.
And as far as what I like and what I don't like about deathmatch wrestling, people think it's just out there swinging weapons and killing people with stuff and all this kind of thing. No. There's a psychology to it.
Yep.
There's a reason why they do it, and there's a reason when they do it. Yep. I mean, you got some idiots that will just go out there and swing weapons for nothing, but then you've got guys like Billy Knox that put a psychology behind it. There's a method to his madness, so to speak.
Yep. You're exactly right. I mean, we take it back to the match with Kilpus. He had to wear the big man down. So he's beating him. He's swinging it like a baseball bat to his gut. He's stabbing him in the head. It was all about beating Paulie down, and a game plan came together. Watch the match. See for yourself. You'll see what happened. It was amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to blow these guys' heads up real quick, but the last time I ever saw a death match as good as that was Cactus Jack and Terry Funk in Japan.
Damn. High praise, fellas.
No doubt.
And, hey, more of it's coming to West Virginia. Tomorrow night, Morgantown, no ring deathmatch wrestling. And who knows? After this special we had, maybe RSW caught a little bit of the bug. Maybe RSW will start putting on more death matches.
I tell you what, I want to see sometime. I don't know if RSW can do this or not, but I know Onita, a Japanese great, used to do an exploding ring.
Yes, that's my dude.
I want to see that one time in RSW.
No doubt. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, Tim. Break out the checkbook. I know it's going to cost us a dime or two, but the fans want it. Bring Onita RSW. Onita against Billy Knox's money.
And please do it better than they did in AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, AEW is supposed to be a national promotion. And when that ring tried to explode, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry or throw up or whatever.
Oh.
But instead of an explosion, it sounded like a popcorn fart.
I know. I was so sad because the rest of that match is so good and it's so brutal. And then, boom. Not even that. Boom.
Yeah, and Moxley tried to cover him and oversell it. God bless Mox, but even he couldn't save that. Good Lord.
And speaking of deathmatch wrestlers, I tell you what I'm excited about. Here's one that's maybe a little bit more likely. I see where Pondo is bringing back Shadow WX for another U.S. tour this December. So, fingers crossed we can get him in our area. Maybe we should. Hey, Jeff, you watching? Come on, bring a Shadow WX to PWL.
Oh, I love Madman Pondo, too. You talk about a deathmatch legend when it comes to wrestling. And I love the fact that he was talking about some of his favorite horror movies the other day. I've only known about one of those he was talking about, so I'm going to have to go through his list and check out some other ones. But Pondo is amazing. And like he said, if you're a deathmatch fan and you love Pondo, go to Amazon and get that book.
Yeah, for sure. I need to pick it up. He even threw some new movies at me that I wasn't aware of, and I love my horror movies. And let me tell you about Pondo, man. I had a lot of people for this special that came through. God bless them. I had a lot of folks that made some empty promises, too, and that happens. Pondo, when I asked Pondo, he said, let's do it. I said, when? He said, give me a couple hours to make the list. And he even found the graphics and sent me the graphics to put on the screen. You couldn't ask for more from the guy.
That's amazing. I mean, he just gave you everything you wanted. That's a gift for you. Almost did the work for you too, man. That's awesome.
No doubt, no doubt. Like I say, and when we had him on the show before, hey man, you want to come on the podcast sometime? Well, let's just do it right now.
Talk about a segue. Let's talk about some horror movies, because I'm just as crazy about them as you are, man.
All right, okay, all right, good. I'm about it, because we're rolling out of the Halloween season. I didn't watch as much as I usually do this year. I really slacked, honestly. But can you tell me what's the best thing you watched this year so far as horror movies?
Well, I'm really not trying to blow you up, but I love giving props to indie stuff. I'm not doing this on purpose just because I'm on this podcast, but I really loved Attack of the Werezeiber.
Hell yeah! Well, thank you.
I mean, it was just crazy. It was amazing. Like I told you when we private messaged, over 2 hours of Halloween Ends was crap. Attack of the Werezeiber gave me something I loved in 15 minutes.
There you go. Well, good. And hey, don't be surprised if you see more coming up down the line. It looks like this will be the last project Marcus Twist is a part of. He was director, writer. It was all his vision. So next go around, maybe we'll go with Spooky Lou's vision. Maybe we'll go with Billy Knox's vision. Maybe we'll go with another wrestler's visions. But a lot of folks with a lot of visions they want to put on your screen. So I'd say there'll be more to come from WrestleRoni.
But I will say my taste has changed. Back when I was smaller and watching horror movies, I used to cheer for the people to get away. Now I'm all for the killers. I'm like, kill them all, kill them all.
Well, you've seen them all. Who's the best modern slasher? We're not talking Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers that we grew up on. Who's the new king of the hill?
Well, I tell you what, I don't know if I would call this guy a slasher, but I like a guy that doesn't get his hands dirty, that's more psychological, that messes with people's minds. Gi- Give me Jigsaw, man. Give me John Kramer.
For sure.
Give me Tobin Bell, because he messes with your mind until you kill yourself.
Yeah. Doesn't get any worse than that.
He brings your darkest fears to the surface, and he makes you suffer, and he makes you do it.
I love it. Have you seen the newest one? I have not yet.
I have not yet, but I've seen all the rest of them. John Kramer, Tobin Bell is just a master.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. What was some of your favorites growing up?
Well, I'm big into Leatherface. Big into Freddie. Big into Michael. Not so much big into Pinhead and stuff like that.
Okay.
But let me tell you about some lesser known stuff that I came upon years ago.
Oh, please do.
Some real cheesy stuff. You got to add cheese to the WrestleRoni.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But I've actually seen a movie called Gingerbread Man.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, I've got the statue up. I'm looking at it now.
Where the cookie actually comes to life and starts killing people.
Yeah, it was Gary Busey the first go round.
Good Lord, Gary Busey doesn't even need to be a character. He's scary enough on his own. I could see Gary Busey in a horror movie. He wouldn't even have to put on a mask.
That's from right. That's from Full Moon Productions. At the same time, they were making a series called Evil Bong. So about 4 entries deep, they went ahead and made Ginger Dead Man against the Evil Bong.
Oh, good Lord!
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet, but it doesn't get any cheesier or any cooler than the Gingerbread Man. Yeah. And then I'm gonna throw another one at you.
Okay.
There was a Disney movie back then for kids and family called Jack Frost. Well, this is nothing like that. This movie's called Jack Frost 2, but this is about a killer snowman.
Yes. Me and my friends love both of those movies. One of Shannon Elizabeth's first films in the first one.
Don't get me started on Shannon Elizabeth, man. All the guys talking about that one, we'll need a cold shower. We keep talking about her.
My goodness.
Good Lord.
Oh.
But, Jack Frost, if you'll pardon the pun, putting everybody on ice and killing people. I love it.
Hell yeah.
And dude, if you want to get yourself into some good horror movie directors, I don't know if you know these young ladies, but they're actually twin Canadian horror movie directors.
The Soskas?
Jen and Sylvia Saska, the Saska twins.
Yes.
Anything their name is on, I'm telling you right now, go watch it.
Yep, American Mary back in the day. I forget what the movie was before American Mary. Hell, they did one of the See No Evil movies with Kane.
They did. And I think the movie you're looking for is Dead Hooker in a Trunk.
Yes, there you go. Hell, my man. There you go. Yep. And I see they're still pushing them out today.
And you ought to see the remake they did on Rabbit. I mean, it was amazing.
I need to check that out.
Yes, you do. I mean, the Saskas are just something else. Did you ever see the primetime horror game show they did called Hellvate?
I have not.
It's not done anymore now, but it used to be weekly on the Game Show Network a couple of years ago. You got to go check that out.
I'll be damned. Good for them. Hell yeah. I'll throw another one out at you. One of my favorites back in the day was Tempe Video. J.R. Bookwalter did Dead Next Door, Ozone, so many great films. He's been on a hiatus until now. J.R. Bookwalter has a new movie coming out very soon. I'm so excited. He's right up the road from us in Ohio.
Oh, I haven't heard of that guy. You'll have to give me the name again. I'll definitely check him out.
For sure, man. Highly recommend it. I bet you some of his stuff's on Tubi, so I will definitely hook you up. Make some great stuff. The Sandman was one back in the day that he made. Yeah, good stuff.
Wow.
Good stuff. Well, we do have some breaking news. I wasn't sure if I could say it on the podcast, but it is out here on Facebook, so I assume I can say it. I was mentioning cards subject to change. I can get your reaction here. Our main event has been slightly changed for reasons, we'll say. So, tomorrow night, Jeff Paul will now tag with the natural Chase Stevens against Tyler Jacks and Logan Taylor. How we feeling? What do you think on that one, Anthony? Looks like Tyler Jacks isn't getting his title shot.
I kind of lost you a little bit. You said Jeff Paul was tagging with Chase Stevens, and what else is going on?
Yeah, he'll be tagging with Chase Stevens, and they are now taking on Tyler Jacks and Logan Taylor in a tag team match.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's going to be something else. I mean, you've got the young lions against a couple of veterans. I mean, you can't get any more than that. And which one is going to win out? I mean, Jeff Paul hasn't been around long, but you might as well call him a veteran nowadays. And Chase Stevens, you can't go without calling him a veteran. And
Yeah.
you've got these two young lions coming in there. They may just up in those two boys. So we'll just have to see what happens. I hate the main event got changed though, but you know what? I got a little bit of a theory on that.
Okay.
I don't think Jeff Paul wants to face Tyler Jacks. So I think he got the match changed on purpose.
Ah, you may be onto something there.
I don't know. He's been known to do some sleazy stuff. So he'll do anything to get out of the match. So maybe that happens.
Speaking of sleazy stuff, I'm glad you said that. Prayers and everything go up to Cyclops, PWL champion. We wish Cyclops a speedy recovery. I saw he went into surgery. It was either yesterday or day before.
They do. Cyclops is awesome. The way he flies around that ring, about the only thing bigger than his career is his heart. The former PWL heavyweight champion, he's just a good guy. I knew Cyclops in another organization before he's gotten as big as he is now as far as wrestling career, and it's just amazing to see him come up.
Yeah, damn good dude. Damn good dude, deserves all the best. Damn talented, like you said, good heart. We wish you the best, Cyclops. Hope to see you in the ring. Or hope to see you in person tomorrow night. Hope to see you one way or the other. Happy and healthy. That's the main thing.
And there again, whenever Jeff Paul had that title match against Cyclops was only at about 50%, so no wonder Jeff Paul got the belt. I mean, I'm not knocking Jeff's wrestling ability, but come on now.
Right. Okay, so you were there. So Jeff Paul did defeat Cyclops for he is the PWL champion.
Yeah, he is by hook or by crook, however you want to say it.
Right on. I mean, I guess duh, because it was a title match against Tyler Jacks, but I wasn't there, so I didn't have the full story on that. So I appreciate that.
And then he took the belt and ran off to LA and threatened management. I don't know what Jeff Paul's doing, man, but he acts like he runs the place because of the JPWO and acts like he can do whatever, and he just can't.
No, it's going to catch up with him. It is. It does from time to time, and you love to see it.
It is.
Well, here's a question for you. A question I like to ask my guests that are in the know, because on WrestleRoni, I'm doing everything I can to document our history. West Virginia, Ohio, PA, independent wrestling history. You've been around for a while. You're the man to ask. Tell me about some of the good changes, the bad changes, the neutral, the good, the bad, and the ugly as far as changes you've seen on our local scene over the past 10 to 20 years.
Well, I tell you what, back then when I was coming in,
Hmm.
and I mean this is coming back better now, and I'm happy to see it. But back then when I was coming in, people didn't worry about their spots so much, whether
Okay.
they were on the top, whether they were on the top or the bottom of the card. They just worried about the collective company and everybody just giving the fans a good show. Nowadays, they act like indie wrestling is so close to the national level. Guys don't want to put other guys over. Guys don't want to lose belts and stuff like that. I understand about being hungry and wanting to be the best in the company, but there's a fine line somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. And that's something I struggle with even because at the end of the day, it's indie wrestling. And like you say, it's nowhere near that TV level, especially West Virginia indie wrestling. At the same time, it's the most important thing in the world to me, so I want it to be the best it
Yeah,
can be. So it just kind of depends on the argument I'm having, I guess, to which side I go to. It's tricky, man. It really is.
let me say that I love indie wrestling more than I do the national level because people seem to be hungrier. They seem to be fighting more.
Yep.
But like I said at the same time, you've got to give yourself a fine line, and you've got to want to be the best. Otherwise, you don't deserve to be in the business. But you've got to take your spot, be happy where you are, and just strive to be the best and do it on your own. Don't be fussing at the promoter all the time. If you want a better spot on the card, don't yell at the promoter. Do it yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you're exactly right. Like I say, it really is. It's tricky, man, because everybody does want to be the best. There's certainly a code in place. This code is evolving and changing. There's folks that want to stick to the way that it has been and has worked. And there's folks that says, man, that's not making money. It's not doing what it could be. Let's tweak this and tweak that. I had a huge argument over the week. I lost one of my good friends over a difference of ideas, a difference of what things could be. And granted, I'm brand new in the business, but I like to think my show, my product speaks for itself that I know what I'm doing. It's tricky, man. It really is.
Yeah, I haven't dabbled in this part of it much,
Hmm.
but there was one time years ago that I actually put on my own show. It was a benefit to help the coal mine blast a couple of years ago to help coal miners and raise money with the Red Cross. So I called it Coal Clash
Hmm.
and and decided to put on a wrestling show. Well, this guy I've known for years was telling me, I'll be on your show for you, but I'll only be on it. I see who's already on your roster. Now, keep in mind, this was one show. This wasn't a federation.
Right.
I see who, I see who's on your roster. I only do it if you get rid of this guy and this guy and this girl and this girl. I said, no, man, I don't need you that bad.
Good.
Go on somewhere and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
God bless you. God bless you, number one, for doing that for the coal miners and their families. And number two, for sticking to your guns. That's what I did. And, yeah, and again, that same scenario, man, this was even lower level. We didn't even have fans in. This was just taping for the Halloween special and difference of opinion. And here we are.
Good grief. Well, you're gonna make a lot of friends. You're gonna lose some people. It's just the wrestling business. Just be you and enjoy what you love about it, and just let it go, man.
And there you go. Here we are. We're still doing WrestleRoni. We're still going strong. The numbers speak for themselves on the Halloween special. I think I made the right move. I don't see the business getting hurt by it. I don't see any wrestlers getting hurt by it. I think we're all going to do just fine.
WrestleRoni, RSW, PWL, indie wrestling as a whole is doing it big, baby.
I promise. Oh, man, what a year we have coming up. As far as RSW, after the PWL show, Saturday night, we're having our 6-year anniversary show, man. Can't wait. On the outside looking in, What's RSW look like to an outsider like yourself? Just, somebody that's not a part of the culture down here. What's it look like to somebody like you?
Well, RSW takes me back to the good old days of deathmatch wrestling. I'm talking about Japan. I'm talking about IWA in Japan. I'm talking ECW here in the States. I mean, it just takes me back to the good old days of the deathmatch stuff.
Hell yeah. Well, and like I say, that might be something we're working on in the future is bringing more deathmatch wrestling. And if you're a big deathmatch guy, keep your eyes peeled for Negative Outlook coming up to 123 Pleasant Street Friday night. That'd be tomorrow night if you're listening to this on Thursday. And no ring deathmatch action there. So looks like the deathmatch is coming into West Virginia a bit. Do you think we'll ever see it in PWL? Do you ever think we'll see barbed wire and bulbs and things get that crazy?
I don't know if you'll see it at the mall where more kids can get there, but
Yeah.
if PWL is in another venue, then absolutely sure you will.
There you go. Smart answer. Very smart answer. What would you like to see out of West Virginia wrestling in 2024? What in a perfect world? You're the booker, and you're booking it just for you and solely you. How's PWL look in 2024?
Well, I just want to see everybody that deserves one get as much opportunity as they can. I know that sounds like a kumbaya, la-di-da answer, but that's just really what I want to see. I want to see more guys and girls get work. I want to see people get hungrier. I like people like Ari Alexander, Nurse Micah, Colby Max. Some people I mentioned from PWL earlier, a young rookie I know that's coming up from PWL is Matt Scott. His dad is a West Virginia legend, Dangerous Dave Scott.
Okay.
So, Matt will be having his first match soon on November 11th as part of a PWL show. So it'll be exciting to see that.
Next generation coming in. Let's talk about when you were growing up. Were you fortunate enough to attend some local shows as a kid?
I was. Matter of fact, that's how I got my first job in indie wrestling 26 years ago. It was a promotion called Appalachian Pro Wrestling, ran by the late Ward Wilson and his wife June Ward, God rest his soul. If I can give you a little backstory on myself and what perseverance will do for you.
For sure.
I attended APW shows at the Bradley Volunteer Fire Department years ago, and I kept asking Ward and the rest of the people at APW, can I help you guys? I know my stuff. Is there a way I can get involved in this? And they gave me the nice answer. Oh, we'll see if we can do something for you. We'll see what we have in the future. So every week I'd come back. I kept asking and asking and asking. So finally, I was told later after I got the job, they said, we know what we'll do to this kid. We'll put him behind the microphone just to give him an opportunity, just so we'll shut his mouth and see what he can do. Give him a cold audition. And after I did that cold audition, they gave me the color commentary job.
Hell yeah.
So that's what you do, man. If you want something bad enough, you keep going after it, keep being persistent. And I don't care if you're in a wheelchair or what. You want something, you go get it, and you will achieve it.
I appreciate the hell out of that. And for folks that's not in our area, opportunities in West Virginia are very few and far between. I want to give it up to the World Wide Web, to the internet, to social media. It's been an absolute blessing to me. Quick story, I put it on Facebook for folks that's not on Facebook. During the Halloween special, I noticed that somebody had made a comment on my friend's post about the Halloween special. It said, we got to get this guy a webcam. And I had to chime in. I said, hey, listen, I'd love to be on camera. My ports on my computer, I have one working port, and I have a slow USB hub. Never talked to this guy in my life. Make a long story short, I received a brand new USB hub in the mail yesterday that I will be hooking up to the computer so we can hook up the webcam. There's good folks out there on social media. Has social media been kind to you?
It has, man. I mean, you get a couple of crazy people out there, but largely 95% of the time it is. I mean, one time when I was working in an organization several years ago called WVCW,
Okay.
I was doing some managing for some wrestlers and stuff like that, and me and some of the guys were going back and forth about the show, and this angry fan chimes in and says, hey, dude, I don't know what you're trying to do, but that wheelchair and cerebral palsy gimmick is played out.
What the fuck? Okay.
You need to find something else to do. I said, well, if this is a gimmick, you fool, God's playing a cruel joke on me.
Right.
That's the first I've heard of it. Thanks
Living
for the input. Yeah. Yeah, he thought it was nothing but a gimmick.
Oh my. Yeah, man. And you'll have those types. There's plenty out there that shouldn't even have internet access. But there's a lot of good folks out there too. And again, I want to thank everybody out there that's been so kind to Spooky Lou. And yourself included, Anthony. You've been an awesome supporter. It's folks like yourself that keep me going, my man.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, I just met you, and I feel like there's a little bit of a brother mentality there. I mean,
for sure.
I see how much of a family dude you are. I see how much you love wrestling and want to give back to it. I see how much you love horror movies and just want to give people opportunities and have them join you and make some special stuff. I just appreciate all that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Bubby. We're in the final 10 minutes, believe it or not. It's flown by. I ask a lot of wrestlers in the final 10 minutes for a crazy road story. Granted, I doubt you've been on the road a whole lot making towns and everything. So any type of crazy story that has to do with pro wrestling, anything you can put out there. Do you have something crazy to share with the audience? Funny, whatever it may be.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a funny story where I was ribbed.
Okay.
And I don't mind stuff like this at all.
Okay.
I used to work with a wrestler back in my first organization by the name of Scotty Lime.
Okay.
He was a heel and used to carry a big chain to the ring. And keep in mind, I was part of the color commentary team, and I was backstage with the boys in the locker room. We were getting ready to get hooked up and get ready for the show. And I was just talking, you know, we were BSing back and forth. And I kept my wheelchair on. I didn't pay attention. I should have turned it off while I was sitting still. Anyway, while I wasn't looking, Scotty takes his big heavy chain and wraps it around the joystick on my wheelchair.
Uh-huh.
He yanks that thing backwards while I'm in the middle of a sentence. Sends me backwards into a row full of steel chairs. And those things go clanging all over the place. And I'm calling him everything but a redheaded stepchild, man. It's crazy.
Hell yeah. There you go. And you laughed.
I mean, he just sent me crashing. And yeah, I laughed about it. I mean, I was insulting his mama and calling him everything in the book, but I laughed about it.
Right. Man, you know what? That honestly scares me because I'm thinking about my time in the business. I've yet to be ribbed, and I think when it comes, it's going to come hard.
Well, you gotta watch over your shoulder, man. But you also gotta realize too, this is a brother and sisterhood, and if guys and people rib you, it just means they love you.
There you go. You're exactly right. Great attitude.
If they don't rib you, it means they don't want you there.
Huh. So you're telling me they don't want me there then?
No.
I
I'm just,
know.
I'm just saying. Nobody's found a way to get you yet, but after they hear this now, somebody will.
Yeah, I got a target now. I got a target on my back, no doubt in my mind.
You've done set yourself up.
Yeah. Oh well, you'll have that. Let's run down this card before we get our final words in. Let's get our predictions in for tonight. Sound good to you?
Let's do it.
All right. We got Big Black Carl against Outlaw Willie Storm. Who you got, Anthony?
Well, I may be a little biased here, but and nothing against Willie Storm. He's a great young kid, but I got to go with my boy. I got to go with Carl.
Hey, I understand. You know what? Just to be a shithead, I'll go with Outlaw Willie Storm then. Because I'll tell you why I picked Willie Storm. Because Willie Storm sent me a video for the Halloween special, and Big Black Carl didn't. He was too busy winning titles.
You would do that. Remind me to run over your foot next time I see you.
Fair enough.
You pick whoever you want, man. It's fine.
No, we're having a good time. We're going back to Lane Cali against Air Duzan. I'm never betting against Air Duzan, so there's my pick. Who do you got, Anthony?
Well, Lane Cali hasn't been in this real long, and I mean, I love the kid. I do. He's been nothing but good to me when we've talked. But he might be letting his mouth overload his hind end on this one. I got to go with Duzan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We've covered most of the others, but main event, we do know the confirmed main events, Nurse Micah, Jason the Gift Kincaid. Who you got and why?
Well, that's going to be a tough one because Jason Kincaid is the teacher. He knows everything there is to know, and there's things he hasn't even figured out yet that he already knows. Scratch your head on that one. But I mean that's just my way of saying he knows more about wrestling than people forgot.
Yep.
And Nurse Micah is just amazing. She's learning every day, just winning championship belts. I just got to see. Does Nurse Micah have some tricks up her sleeve that she's not telling Jason about? Or is Jason just going to take the measure of her? We'll just have to see. I love both, and please, nobody kill me, but I've got to go with Jason on this.
Hey, I mean, it's Jason Kincaid, so I understand. Can't nobody be mad at that.
It is. I mean, again, some of these names of these guys aren't just taglines. He legit is a gift to this business. And every fan, when they see the gift, they ought to say thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Agreed. 110%. You know what? Since you put it like that, I've got to side with you on this one. We do agree, Jason the Gift Kincaid. All due respect to Nurse Micah, of course.
I mean, that to me, I am thankful that indie wrestling still has Jason Kincaid. But the fact that he doesn't have a national contract is just a crime. I mean, somebody ought to be arrested. I'm serious.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, to be fair, Vince McMahon should have been arrested probably 200 times. It ain't going to happen.
Oh, good Lord. That'd be a whole nother podcast. We don't have time for that.
No, we're trying to keep it positive and happy over here on WrestleRoni.
Yeah, we are. And if we're going to get positive and happy about Vince, like the song says, you got no chance in hell.
Aaron West, Billy Knox. Aaron's already beat him once. Can he do it again, Anthony? You tell me.
I don't know if lightning can strike twice for Aaron because Billy Knox is just that bad. Yeah. And I mean bad is in just so good. I don't know if Billy Knox is going to let the same thing happen twice.
Yeah, he's got momentum. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've got to go with Knox on this one. He may have Aaron West singing Guns N' Roses, and to use his name a little bit, he may have him knocking on heaven's door.
My goodness. Yikes. And the brand new one that was just announced right here on the podcast, Jeff Paul, Chase Stevens, Tyler Jacks, Logan Taylor. I'm going to call them the Hollywood Shooters. I don't know what they'll call them tomorrow night, but I thought of that, and I'm going to say that's what their name is. Who do you got, though?
Well, hey, man, you've got the. I don't know. You've just got too much experience for me on the side with Chase Stevens and Jeff Paul again.
Yeah.
I hate to swell up Jeff Paul's big head any more than it already is, but I gotta go with the veterans on this one. No disrespect to the other boys, but I think it's going to be a natural win, if you'll pardon the pun.
There you go. I dig that. Well, I'll tell you what. I will take the side. I do see the raw talent and just drive and the way these guys hit. I will definitely side with Tyler Jacks and Logan Taylor. I hope they whip their ass. And if I'm near you at ringside filming, me and you can argue about it all night, have some fun with it. How about that?
Oh, yeah, we can sound like the two old guys from the Muppets just ragtagging on each other, just Statler and Waldorf, just going at it over the matches.
I dig it. You don't know how excited I am. Not just for the wrestling. I have a lot of folks that I call friends up that way. I'm looking forward to seeing my people. It's always a wonderful time at the Crossroads Mall. You guys have been super cool to me, super accepting. I can't wait to see you guys in person. Tonight's the night. Get down there. All you need's 2 cans of food. It's helping a good cause. Get some good food out, too. Don't be giving these people shitty food. At least get some corns and carrots. Don't be putting no potted meat out there. Bring down 2 cans of food and enjoy some wrestling action. You about it, Anthony?
Don't be needing no lima beans. We don't need none of that.
Don't need no damn lima beans. Keep them in your cabinet. Yeah. Damn it.
That stuff is terrible. It is PWL versus RSW, and may the best organization win. But at the end of the day, it's just two good organizations showcasing their talent in one night for the fans. And overall, the fans are going to win on this one.
Yep, the fans are going to win. The good guys are going to win. I assure you that. Anthony, I've kept you over an hour. Do you have any final words for the audience, sir?
Man, I've just got to say this. I'm not supposed to be where I'm at. God and family and friends have put me where I'm at. So I just want to say thanks to everybody, and thanks to PWL for having me, and thanks to WrestleRoni for having me. Go watch some PWL shows. Go watch some RSW if you're in the area. Listen to WrestleRoni. Tell them Anthony sent you. And if you don't do it, I'll come get you. Trust me.
Oh, my God. Hell yeah. Great words. Anthony, I'll ask you to hang on the line with me, my man. To the audience, this is why we do it. Inspirational stories from inspirational people. On their birthday, the Hall of Famer took time out of their birthday schedule for Spooky Lou. And y'all came through this weekend. You watched the Halloween special. You watched the first film we put out. I cannot thank you enough. We're doing good. Together. I can't wait to see you either at PWL tonight, maybe at Morgantown tomorrow, the No Ring Deathmatch show, or Fairmont State University, 6th anniversary of RSW. We got a lot of great content coming. Oh, man. Just go out there, be kind to each other, live your dreams, treat each other with kindness and respect. Hang in there. We got plenty coming down the